Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, sir, of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC. And before you listen to this episode, I just got to let you know, I need you to stop what you're doing. Go to blkrenaissance.com, and I need you to shop for the culture. That's right. Anytime you use the promo code LLC20 at Black Renaissance Clothing's website, you will get 20% off your order. Off rip, no questions asked. So do me a favor and do it for the culture. Peace.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Okay, we lit it just like a fuse, so no need to pick and choose. Welcome to 2020, where we do more than interviews. The hottest be coming through, jumping knowledge on all of you. Get a peek at the front of you with the truth that they offer you. Yeah, hands up, we doing it for the culture. To give artists and businesses more exposure. Keeping it real and stay solid just like a boulder. It's about to go all the way down, can't get no lower. Chasing my dreams, know that they get no slower. But if I stay running, I promise they getting closer. Moreover, success my older. And if you're sleeping on me, I'm waking them up like Folgers. I told you, coming from the land with the tide roll. We'll be on a whole different vibe though. We like to ride slow and keep our windows tinted so you really can see us like Stevie Wonder waking up with his eyes closed. Yeah, got the kind of flow that rock the boat. On my 16s of pounds of dough. And if you figure you can hang with me on the mic, then grab some rope. Matter of fact, better grab some hope. While you at it, we keep it live, it's time to tune in. Turn up the sound on what you're using. It goes so hard, I think it's bruising. The show is 2020, no need to zoom in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we live, man. All right. So I guess I'll do that. Pardon me. Hey, what's up? It's your boy, sir, of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC. You know how it goes. And today we back with the squad again. So, squad. And today we got another topic that has been in our chats and for a minute, actually. It's something we debate in our little group chat a lot, and it's cancel culture. And this was a topic that our boy Wyatt is going to be leading today. So I'm going to hand it off to you, good sir.
I appreciate it, man. So today we wanted to go ahead and talk about cancel culture simply because I know we're canceling cartoons, choir directors, and all these other people. And I wanted us to kind of talk about whether or not we think it's beneficial, whether or not it's more about punishing them rather than making them better. And then also talking about whether or not it should be like a lifelong thing or can some people come back from it? Because like and what we're going to do at the end is I'm going to give you some names and some celebrities, and we're going to talk about whether or not they should be canceled still or whether or not you still rocking with them. So, just starting off, I wanted to talk to everybody about really how do y'all feel like cancel culture is going right now? Like, cause is it getting too out of hand? Is it, are y'all feeling like it's justified on certain situations?
I think there's nothing wrong with holding someone accountable. So my head is spinning because you addressed a lot of things that I think are important for this topic. But I think that there's nothing wrong with holding someone accountable. I do think some people are canceled forever. And then I think some people can redeem themselves and people have to allow them to evolve. I'm sure all of us, none of us are the same person we were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, hell, even a year ago. Think about how much this pandemic has shifted each of our mindset. So I definitely think that's important to give grace when necessary. But I also think it's important to hold people accountable. I know one example that I recently was not pleased with someone being canceled. The editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue, I'm not sure if you all heard about this, Alex, she was let go for some old racist tweets towards Asian people. And although I definitely don't condone that, I think racism of any form is wrong. But at the same time, from the research that I've done and from my own understanding, she's since then done a lot of work to be an ally to all ethnicities. And so I think it would have been better in that sense to allow her to show her evolution and let her use her platform to continue to do good. I don't think that was a situation where she should have just been completely fired, especially being a woman of color in that position. And I had to ask myself if I would feel that way if I were Asian. And like, let me backtrack. If her comments were towards Black people, and I think I would, simply because, again, she had shown that she had evolved past that way of thinking and started doing good things. And she wasn't prompted to do these things. So that's what lets me know that her actions were authentic and she really had grown as a person. So I think that's something to keep in mind when determining whether or not to completely cancel someone or give them the grace to show their evolution, is looking at the authenticity behind their actions and not just their words. So
Didn't she like, I'm just trying to ask, wasn't she like 16 or 17 when she wrote the tweets?
Yes.
So
yeah.
So it wasn't like it was like she was grown. It was just like, oh, okay, well, and I think a lot of times, like, not to make it seem. So I think sometimes, especially if it's teenagers, you know what I mean? Because a lot, or somewhere where you're young, especially, 10 years ago, I think a lot of times, like, that was a time where everybody was kind of going for shock and saying stuff from there. Now, I don't think that excuses anybody, but I also think that, like, your actions need to match up to your words as well. So so if you act hateful, then of course, that requires a little bit more, maybe, sternness, or that cancellation, versus, like, say, for somebody who's like a teenager who's just talking out the side of their neck, or maybe doesn't know any better, because there's some people that maybe haven't been exposed to other races, and the only thing that they see is what they see on television. So, things like that.
I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah, I agree, Watt. I think we have to if we allow the platform to display their ignorance, we have to allow them time to, come back to the light and show, yo, I want to own up to this. This is what I've done in X amount of time. This is how I will repair my reputation, in sense. I see no difference in this and, like, nonviolent crimes for people that go to prison. They pay their debt and they should be allowed back into society, especially when you're a kid. Man, look, I had to delete my Twitter because I went back and saw what I was saying, like, when I was 20. And I was like, bruh, this got to go.
You want them digging up the receipts.
Look, I'm not trying to be on National Enquirer. That's all I'm saying.
And I think it's more so everybody wanting to be a part of something. You know what I mean? Like who really loves a villain? You know what I mean? Like, and who really pays attention to the hero? Like,
True.
So, everybody loves to hate somebody. You know what I mean? Like, when you do, everybody remembers the bad that you do, and nobody really pays attention to the good. Like, Sir can deliver millions to charity, and if somebody finds out he pushed somebody in the store, we gonna talk about him pushing that person in the store. We're not gonna talk about what he did for hundreds and thousands of people. We're gonna talk about him pushing that person in the store. I just think everybody wants to be a part of something. Just think about it. When people canceling people, that's a group effort. Like, everybody has a voice. Like, everybody gets to say something. So it's like, we canceling Sir. Oh yeah. This is why we canceling him. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna cut into all the money he make. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And I just think it's a group effort. Just like all of these debates that go on about nothing. Like, everybody just wants to argue. Like, people really want to feel like they have a voice about stuff that literally has nothing to do with them. Celebrity relationships, what they do with their money, what they do with their time, well, I think this, well, I think that. Well, they still getting money. Like, well, they still doing whatever they want to do, and you sitting on the computer with me talking about 'em. They don't even know you alive, but everybody wants to have an opinion. And I agree with all of y'all saying people should be able to evolve. But when you finally get enough dirt on somebody that they're a villain, you don't want to see them come out of the other side of it. You know what I mean? Like nobody want to see them prevail and come out and be like, well, I'm doing better now. Like, I know I was thinking like this X amount of time ago, but now I don't feel that way. No, nobody wants to see growth. You know, I want to see everybody tearing each other down. I want to see this person continue to be the person that got him canceled in the first place. You know, so yeah, people definitely should be able to come back from the cancel culture. And honestly, unless somebody just ceases to change what made them a villain in the first place, they shouldn't stay canceled. As long as they better themselves, it's cool. And just like Jessica said, as long as it's authentic and you can tell, everything good. Like life goes on. You know, I'm not if Sir eat my my cereal, you know, I'm not gonna be mad at him in 10 years. He might have bought me another. He might have bought me another box of the same kind, you know, to make up for it. But I'm still like, nah. But he still ate that one. That was special to me. You know that. You know that box that he ate. You know what I mean? That meant something to me. So I'm gonna hold this box over him, even though me and him to share many of them. You know what I mean? So I just think, like I said, I just think people really want to be a part of something. Like when you can join with a million other people to say, right now we hate this person. You know what I mean? Right now, right now we all collected. Like we getting on them right now. Like people just want to people just want to play their part. You know what I mean? And to make them feel important that they talking about somebody's life who has nothing to do with theirs. So that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
All right.
I feel like you brought up a real good point, real quick. Even when you made the reference with me eating your cereal, and my bad about the Lucky Charms, bro. I was hungry. A lot of times things get settled behind the scenes after something gets, blown up on the internet. And I think a lot of times we take things as in the mob mentality is what Jared is talking about. Is that people will rarely come together to build a house, but they'll damn sure come together to burn one. So the mob mentality of, yo, we doing this because we get to take one down, because I think people have this hurt that they want to see justified. Like hurt people want to like go out and, reflect that on somebody they feel that is truly a villain. So they vilify this person for being human sometimes by making an error. And I feel like even this is why I don't encourage people to tell their relationship woes to outside people who don't understand, because you will warp the image of that person just based on this one narrative. Based on this one instance, you can curve this person's view of them. And that can spread, word of mouth spreads like crazy. So be careful who you vent to. And I don't think social media is it. If you're going up against like, I don't know, like a corporation, okay, I get it. Because a lot of times the little person isn't hurt. But if it's just a one-on-one issue, if I have an issue with Wyatt, I'm not going to go on Facebook to say, yo, I have an issue with this person. This is what they did. I feel like that's weaponizing the media. And I feel like, pardon my French, that's even more bitch than anything out there. I'm just being real. If you're going to weaponize other people's views against this person, that just feels weak to me.
That and like kind of the part about, say, for instance, there being people who know you for years and years. So they may have known you back in the day where you were saying stuff that was reckless, or you didn't have that correct mindset or mentality that you have today. Like, and then people Perfect example. Kevin Hart. Remember, he had a friend, and his friend taped him having sex. You know, when his now wife was pregnant with their like first child or whatever, and so then yeah, and then after that, it's like stuff like that where people see you at your lows and take you, take that for, you know, take advantage of that. That's crazy to me because then there's some people that are like, oh, well, I remember this text message that you sent me. And, now that you're in a position of power, if you're not giving me what I want, this is going to be used against you. And now we don't have no money because now I'd have lost all my deals because you mad at that. So I want to hear some more from the ladies, hear what you guys have to say, perhaps. Maybe.
Well, I was just thinking because right before Sir said what he said, I was already thinking about there's so much emotion that's fueled by personal traumas when people do involve themselves in the cancel culture. Uh, I feel like anytime someone has went through something, knows somebody that's went through something, or has a situation that's similar, that's what's fueling the anger and the animosity that they carry with it. And why should we put all that aggression and anger into that one person? Like it's millions of us banding together to take down this one individual. And the average person can't even handle one person talking about them, nonetheless everybody. You know what I'm saying? When you ain't got you one person and you got the whole world against you, that's lonely as hell, man. Like I really do feel for rich people and famous people because when they have that type of status, when they're on top and something traumatic like that really does happen in your life, it's bad enough you got to deal with the incident, but now you got to deal with the whole world talking about it, fabricating it, adding shit that ain't even got nothing to do with the shit that actually happened. Nigga, that's some deep shit. Regular people actually commit suicide for not even 1% of the issues that these people go through. We don't have to deal with a lot of the problems they do. And when I think about it, it's like, man, those are some strong motherfucking individuals. You know what I'm saying? We talk about all the drugs and all the things that happen with people of that status, but we really don't understand the mental capacity that these people have to endure every day just to, you know what I'm saying, just for the sake of maintaining the status. So I have a newfound respect after hearing all of this, man. Like now, if you did it, you know what I'm saying, that's one thing, but still, there's only so much you could take. And like you guys said, if it happened 5 years ago and we're still talking about it, I'm still having to go through it. I'm still having to deal with it. I have to find ways to, you know what I'm saying, to escape all of the ridicule because it's a lot. I'm just thinking about even things in my life where somebody has ridiculed me and I just spaced out. I just left. And I'm like, dang, these people really have to deal with it. And people say some really hurtful stuff on social media. Like literally, people will tell these people to kill themselves. I don't know. I understand where we coming from about people need to be held accountable, but does it really, does what they did actually, is it justified by our actions as a collective? That's really what I want to know. Is what this one person did that has nothing to do with us, in some cases, has no effect on us at all. Does it really justify what we're doing to that one individual?
Yeah.
I don't. I start to think, what does it have to, like? What does it say about me? If I'm ridiculing this person out going through one specific thing, what does it say about me? If I'm jumping on my bandwagon and joining the crowd and saying, "Oh, this person is just," they talked about Asian people, or they talked about, Kevin Hart making a sex tape. What does it say about me that I'm feeding that fuel, or that what does it say about me and my character? That's what I start to think, because it's one thing to laugh at a meme, But it's another thing to constantly talk about it and constantly share the meme. You know what I'm saying? Start to like, okay, I mean, okay, it was funny at first, but then can I put myself in these shoes and how would I feel about that person? You know, how would I feel if it's done to me? So I start to think about my character. I start to think about what it does, you know, what does it say about me. If I'm not only laughing, you know, it's laughing, hee hee ha ha, but I'm constantly sharing about it. I'm making it a topic of my day. Like, what else do I have better to be doing than me talking about somebody else? Like, I could be doing something more useful with my time. You know what I'm saying? So I start to look at myself, because I used to be that person that be like, you know, I think about back in high school where I used to be like, damn, I love the fights. You know what I'm saying? But then I start to be like, I'm glad I missed them fights, because I literally had something better to do, and to be those people that's constantly talking about it. Because think about those people that got up in the fight, or think about those people that got suspended or lost something about a fight. Just in general, we talking about celebrities, but I'm thinking about like everyday people. Like, what about how are they dealing with this day? If you're thinking a celebrity, you know, when Ebony talked about their mental capacity, like, damn, like if they could deal with that, how can a regular person, like for instance, the Derek Jackson thing, how can he do something this is so basic about his, you know, what he's going through? How can he deal with something that's so minimal, that's something people go through every day? Like she said, people ridicule myself that I built myself back up for. So I start to think about my character and how I'm perceived if I'm constantly sharing something. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to share it, but to keep talking about it, to keep going over and over, it's just like, okay, like this person that got over, they helped the situation. I mean, at some point, we got to let it go instead of fueling the fire. So that's my take.
Cool. So we kind of touched on it a little bit. Do we think that there's certain things though that people just can't come back from? Like, is there certain actions? Is there said some things that just can't make it back from here? So I want to get everybody's take on that. See how everybody feels, and maybe give some examples. But don't give examples. Here's the reason why. Because I have a bunch of names, and we're gonna go through some of these names, and we're gonna talk, and like I'll give a brief description about, you know, maybe what they did or what was going on from there, and whether or not they deserve to be permanently canceled, or if it's something that you feel like they should be able to come back from. But just going back to my original question, like, are there actions that people can be able to do that gets them excluded?
Yeah. Man, look, if you bring harm to a kid, you know, to kids, you know, like if you really inflicting like real damage, and you know, your way of life is really traumatizing like people that live, you know what I mean, the people around you. Like it's just certain lines that you don't cross in this life, you know. So I mean, like I say, hurting kids, putting your hands on your mama, and you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. Like for you to not be able to come back from it, it has to be just something that you've done that's unwritten, that shouldn't even cross your mind, you know. I seen something some years ago. Dude, dude killed his mama for her life insurance money to start his rap career. You can't. You feel me? Like you can't nobody. You can't come back from that. Even if you don't get locked up for it. Like it's certain stuff that you just can't do, and it's certain stuff that you just can't say. Um, and that's about all I can say about it. And to go back to something that was said, honestly, you know, in a way, celebrity is really not human no more once they make it to the status of being a celebrity. You see what I mean? Like I could do something, you know, something just minute and it not be blinked at, but if a celebrity did the same thing, it would be a problem. You know, like celebrities aren't allowed to feel, they can't dress casually or they done fell off. You know, they can't be out with their kids looking bummy like we can. You know what I mean? Like we can walk around in sweatpants and slides and nothing. And, you know, the women can't walk around without makeup and what they look like for the camera and the music videos, but we can. You know, like everybody has this idea of what famous people and celebrities are supposed to look like and be like 24/7. Like it's almost like once they crack a certain status, they become inhuman, and they're just objects for us to critique and judge. You know, not even people. You know, they can't go live and cry like Wyatt could. Why
Hey,
Wyatt
I,
why
I
you know
didn't
what I
cry.
mean? Like
I didn't cry. There was something in my eye. All right.
like it's so I done seen so many people, something happened to them and they on live crying. Like they looking at the view count go up and they bawl and cry. Like, what are you doing? But a celebrity couldn't do that. But that's no, I don't know, man. Y'all go ahead.
I'm gonna add one that I got warned about as a kid that I didn't get till I was in high school and I saw it happen. Um, a black man can't come back from a sexual abuse claim, whether it's false or true. That's one thing you will never shake. I don't care what it be, what it may be, any kind. If they see sexual and it's a black person, you're done. And I absolutely hate that. And I feel like there should be consequences for people who falsify shit. And I feel like they should be extreme. I'm just going to be real. If it's enough to put someone away, if you're lying and you're found lying, I feel like it should be an equal sentence because you're destroying that person's character. You're changing their way of life to the fact that if this went through and it wasn't true, this person would have to register wherever they go as a sex offender. Like you're altering this person's living capacity for the rest of their life. And if it's a lie, they just sweep it under the rug. So that's one thing that I've never been like quick to jump on as far as sexual abuse claims. Don't get me wrong. I'm all advocating for being safe. And if you did it, you did it. Get punished to the highest degree of the law. But if you were innocent, man, I feel for you. I feel for you through and through.
Yeah,
Emmett
I
Till.
right, right. No, I agree with Sir. I think if you falsify claims against someone, then you definitely need to be punished. I think that's something that you can't come back from. I agree with Jared in the sense that if you do something to harm a child, you can't come back from that. Um, any type of legitimate sexual assault, like numerous victims, you running cults, you using assistants to seek out children. I'm speaking of a few people without dropping names, Wyatt.
I appreciate it.
Then I think that specifically will get you canceled. If you were present at the insurrection on January 6th, you canceled. You canceled forever. I don't need a statement from your publicist. I don't need you to come back. You're canceled. Thank you for letting me know who you are so I don't patron your business. Yeah. Those are the main things for me that would make you just completely canceled.
And I think with the canceling, one of the things that people I think sometimes lose the meaning of it is because like there were certain people and there's certain things that were going on where giving them their livelihood was funding their bad habits or funding things that were hurting people. So there's a difference I think should be between not agreeing with someone's opinion versus just like doing harm or thinking less than of a race, sexual orientation, things like that. So that's one of the things that I really, when I look and think about cancel culture, I think that it's kind of gotten lax. Like if we don't like what somebody says, like I'm going to be giving you an example, and I'm going to use one out of my book. But like Tom Brady. So Tom Brady, like I don't like the fact that he was like he was for Donald Trump. But like I don't think he's like I don't think it's cancel worthy. You know what I mean? Like I cannot just mess with him, but like I don't think he should lose his job and lose all his, things. Like maybe a couple campaigns where he maybe can't, be there, but I don't think it should be something where, now he can't play at the NFL, because that's damn sure what they did to Colin Kaepernick. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Wyatt. I'm gonna have to disagree. I would support Tom Brady losing everything because I love to see the tears of the privileged white man. So when they fall, so I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I fully support this. Tom Brady been canceled in my book. Sorry, just gotta put that out there. I respect it, but for me, he canceled. And again, I would love to see the tears. I love to see the privileged white man fall. That's it. That's all I got.
No, it's A-okay. See, and that's the thing that like SquadGoals is about. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to necessarily have the same views on it. And if you feel like that, like that's all right. You know what I mean? But that's the A-okay part about it. But yeah, what about everybody else? Does everybody think that there's just certain things that people can't do, or is there certain things that people can do and come back from? Because I know when the cancel culture first started, I think it was people who had made like homophobic comments like years and years past. And then like I remember, I think his name was Isaiah Washington. Like he was on Grey's Anatomy, and he had said something about, well, he was strong with his. He was like, I don't, because there was a gay guy on the show, I believe it was, and he had said some really messed up stuff to him. And so then they kicked him off the show. But I don't think he's really worked since then. But, then it went from like not tolerating that kind of hate speech to, even I think sometimes just it's gotten to a point where even bad jokes have gotten people canceled too. So what do y'all think about all that?
I don't know. I do think there's a difference. I do agree that there are some things that you just can't come back from. But when I think about the fact that somebody has dedicated their life's work to one particular thing, one particular aspect, and in one comment, one thing, they threw it all away. That's a lot, man. I'm sorry, I'm coming from an emotional part of everything, but it's the wine talking, y'all. Excuse me. But that's a lot, man. I even think about doctors. You know what I'm saying? If something happened, if I were a doctor and I spent 20 years in school, and I said one thing and then I got canceled, that's a lot, man. I would cry. What would I do? I gotta bag these groceries at Walmart now. I've been making all this money. I gotta go bag Walmart groceries.
Now I got all these bills over here doing black market surgery because I said nigga one time. I was just singing along with the song. Now I'm
like I was just saying, like so there are some things I'm like that's a little excessive, So, but I do agree with the basics that you guys have already said with everything. I do agree with all of that.
I think people bend the cancel culture to fit their own, saga because I'm gonna go back to Emmett Till. Let's think about how many people then got locked up and stuff over lies, and this lady 70 something or something like that, and she came out and said, nah, he never even looked at me. Y'all locked Bill Cosby up and y'all canceled him. You know what I mean? Somebody who was a father figure to people with none who watched the Cosby Show. You feel me? Like y'all canceled Bill and threw him in jail over zero evidence, just Me Too. And Emmett Till lost his life over that. And she came out and said, nah, he ain't even look at me. And he lost his life over it. Like, I think people pick and choose who and what they want to cancel. I think people real selective about that. Um, just like, all right, just like we can go back to football. They railroaded Colin Kaepernick. When LeBron got to talking about the politics and the issues, it was shut up and dribble. And then when Drew Brees said what he said, they didn't. You feel me? They didn't want to cancel Drew Brees,
Yeah,
but
he's allowed to have
But
his opinion.
you know what I mean? Yeah, he can. Oh, he just speaking his mind. But Colin lost his job. You know, and they telling these basketball players to shut up and do their job. I will never understand how somebody could hate another race, but they're gonna turn that sports game on and look who winning for them. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like these prestigious colleges and stuff like that. What race is most of your players? Who bringing in the money to your school? Is who is the winning program? You know what I mean? Like I just think people pick and choose. You know what I mean? And when you catch them up with the truth like that, they don't want to talk about it no more. You know what I mean? They don't want to talk about it no more. And man, cancel culture, it could be good because we should be canceling stuff like let's stop blaming the victim. You know what I mean? Cancel that. How can you blame a woman for getting raped? Let's cancel that. You know what I mean? Let's cancel being disloyal to your friends and the person that you marry. You know what I mean? Let's cancel not having generational wealth. Let's cancel that black people don't need therapy. You feel me? Like it's so much stuff we could cancel.
Come on, preach.
It's so much stuff we could cancel.
He going too.
But we wanna cancel Quavo and them. Quavo, he cooking the stuff in the crock pot, whatever he said on there. He ain't worried about what we talking about. But we should be canceling stuff that matter. Let's cancel trying to send your kid out into the world and they don't know nothing about credit and saving money. You feel me? Like, let's cancel stuff that's relevant, that's gonna help us thrive. You know what I mean? Like, we could cancel so much stuff, but y'all want to cancel people who are literally being people. like celebrities not human, pastors is not human. Really, churchgoers is not human. Look, man, Sister Bertha be busting it open. You feel me? And look, just cause she got just cause she got the lace hat on, does not make them inhuman. They can throw you under the bus just like me and you because they people. You know what I mean? You can't cancel people for being people because you shouldn't be holding them up to this standard that they perfect in this life. But like I say, we need to be canceling stuff that need to be canceled. We need to cancel that black men can't show emotion. Look, that we can't exhibit self-care. Cause I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna go get my pedicure. You hear me? And I'm gonna go to the spa one of these days to get me a seaweed wrap, whatever the description say. But we need to cancel not being able to tell somebody you love them because somebody gonna call you gay, and we're gonna go back to breakfast being gay. We need to cancel that because if me and my boys go out and somebody want a mimosa, they gonna have one.
You don't drink mimosa.
You feel me? See back here, cosign. I know I don't drink no mimosa, but you know what I'm saying? Like we need to be canceling stuff that's gonna help us develop. not stuff that has no meaning whatsoever and affects us in no possible way. You know what I mean? That's all I got. Y'all go ahead.
Rum Jared, ladies and gentlemen. Rum Jared.
Go ahead, Jess, because I know you had some stuff you wanted to chime in. It was like double dutch. You was trying to get in.
I mean, he got it all. He took us to church. I got nothing. I agree with everything. Yeah, cancel anything that is hindering our development and our betterment as a people, and the petty stuff. Just leave that where it lies.
Well, we didn't got positive. Go ahead, Ebony. Oh, nope, never mind, Ebony. So we didn't got positive. So I want to kind of bring it down to have some fun stuff. So we're gonna talk about some of these people, whether or not they need to be canceled, whether they should stay canceled, whether they should go back on being canceled. Because I'm just all about the messy right now. So the first person we're gonna talk about, Kurt Franklin. Cussing the son out. People were talking about canceling him.
No. Anybody with a black mama and daddy know what's up. No.
Hurt good. No.
Now, I will say this as a disclaimer. That is not how you talk to your child. I will say that we got to stop the negativity of how you speak with your kid. Don't get me wrong. If he tried me, he probably going to get the same thing because God ain't done with me either. But I ain't finna cancel a man for cussing out his kids. He's human. He was admonishing his kid because if his kid was to go to prison, I'm not bailing him out, so I shouldn't have any real say on how Kurt handles that. So
I feel like he should have whooped his ass.
On God.
Yeah, like.
And the fact that he knew what the action was going to do. So he was trying to get him in trouble to take away from the funds for the family. So you doing that's just that's the reason why you need to go ahead and see me outside.
You were literally fucking up the church's money.
And then all of the comments he had after he posted that was bad. Like nobody supported that. Like you got to be some kind of pie dude to record the sit. You know what I mean? Like what did you say to this man? Because bro said he was gonna do something.
But he didn't even
recording on it. He only did a little bit of it.
You put snippet on there. I know he was being disrespectful, which tail made him, because no man, no pastor, no dad is going to just react like that. You know what I'm saying? You have some just low down, mean, dirty stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what really ticked me off because I'm like, bro, you really a buster for this. Like, a buster out here. Like,
Kurt good.
All right.
I think he recorded that whole conversation and he only played that one little part of the clip, but that's just me.
Absolutely.
So the next one, this is a big one. I'm talking about canceling it. All videos, all music, all of it. Michael Jackson.
Nope.
No.
Hell no.
No.
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
So
Michael Jackson ain't never
they should just let him rest. I don't agree with what he did.
And let me listen to Billie Jean in peace.
Right. What Billie Jean do to y'all?
Yeah, I mean, that's still, I don't know. I mean, he's a legend. And they don't even have, I mean, if he had proof or something, it ain't as big as, they didn't make it known when he was alive. All of this stuff, quote unquote, came out when he was dead, So, I mean, I remember snippets with Michael. I mean, come on.
Keep on moonwalking. We good.
Right.
All right.
He ain't canceled.
I'm sure
Keep on moonwalking.
What about R. Kelly?
Ain't that nigga. He out of there. He shan't be at the barbecue.
Yeah.
So no more Step in the Name of Love. No more Ignition.
No
more Happy People. Nothing. None of it. I Believe I Can Fly. Then you got Space Jam 2 coming out. No remix of that shit coming out.
Nope. No remixes. That was good. That was good.
But I'ma still watch that scene with Diamond from Players Club.
I am gonna still watch that scene.
About a month ago, I did watch Trapped in the Closet, the whole thing.
The whole
Feel
thing,
me?
What the hell is
bro.
going
How
on?
many chapters? It was like 30,
Look,
30
look,
chapters.
look, it was still banging. I can't lie to you.
But it would be different because everybody was talking about it even before he was actually, you know what I'm saying, before charges were actually brought up. Everybody knew
That's pretty true.
this was decades old.
That's true. That's true.
Low key, we all had the evidence because I know, well, most of us who are old enough, we saw the tape.
I did not see the tape.
I saw it. That little girl was young. I saw the tape.
I did not see the tape.
Don't look it up now, Derek, because you'll get flagged by the FBI. Don't look it up. Don't look
They
it
will
up.
flag your ass real quick. They'll be like, oh.
But yeah,
Number 25?
that was right. That was Robert through and through, and that on that young lady. That was Robert.
Yes, Lord. Peanut butter.
What about Mr. Bill Cosby?
I ain't canceling Bill.
That is so
Okay,
hard.
this is my favorite.
A
A Different World is one of my favorite shows.
Little Bill, his cartoon, bro. Like
I forgot about Little Bill. Okay,
Yeah, Little Bill was tough.
I could take or leave Bill himself. Okay, follow me with this. I could take or leave Bill himself. I do think that bro was out here doing some foul stuff, so I could take or leave him. But his creative work.
So that's what people.
I might be with you on that. I might be with you.
I'm not gonna cap him like I'm, but I'm sorry, A Different World. That's my main thing.
But that's the same thing. That's the same thing people are saying about R. Kelly. That they could be able to distinguish between his work and the person.
Nah, I like that. I like that take on it. I mean,
I can get that. But I don't know these people as people, but their actions are definitely out of just horrible. You know what I'm saying?
That's really what I was
bothered
thinking
me
earlier.
about Cosby,
I believe I
man.
can fly. They really I believe I can fly, and it drives me to y'all.
I'll put it like this. Like, let's say Bill was still in his prime and he wasn't locked up. I wouldn't pay to see him and do stand up. I wouldn't pay to contribute to his continued earnings. And I mean, I guess I kind of am from watching the show and syndication, but
that's true.
So I get that, but he ain't on the show.
What if he was just like, I just know, like, out of all the things, like, it's just now coming out. This man is like, what, 70, 80?
That was my thing.
Just now coming out, like, come on, like, is this, I mean, I know these people can be, like, come on, like.
His status affords him some stuff that we don't know about, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that like it didn't take her 40 years to build up the courage, but at the same time, it's like, bro, tell me, like that was 50 years ago, bro. It's old now. Like, if you wanted to get him, you should have got him.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. His status afforded him something that we don't even completely understand. You know what I'm saying? Because when a woman comes out and says something about a man with a certain status, who is actually going to believe her? Who actually going to take the case? Who actually going to go up against him?
That's true.
Think about those
times they were in too. Men were very chauvinistic in those times.
He was getting ready to buy NBC.
He said it past tense.
Yeah, he was getting ready to buy NBC.
Yeah, that's true too.
I will say this much. I agree with you on that. I do think the timing. No, okay. I have two separate feelings about that. I do understand as a woman that's not an easy thing to do. Let me not even say that. As a sexual assault victim of any gender, that's not an easy thing to come forward with. And we don't even know how many of these women tried to come forward in the era that this occurred. So that's the first thing. So I will say I'm not even going to do the victim blaming with that. I'm going to leave that completely alone. But I will say, these white men are dangerous. these white men are dangerous and they don't like to see us get a little power and get a little money because that's how they keep everything in their hands. So I will say that I think, I'm not saying that he didn't do it, but I am saying that I do think it's interesting the timing at which everything came to the surface. Again, for everybody out there, don't cancel me. I'm not saying he did not do it. I'm not blaming the victims. I'm just saying I think that it's interesting at the time frame when it came about. I'll say that much.
What
I'm
Michael
with you,
Jackson
Jay.
trying to buy Sony?
He was trying to buy his masters back from Sony, and that's when all this kind of transpired. Prince was in the vein of doing the same thing when he overdosed. So, I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm with you, and as far as this torn feeling, and I think that's the responsibility of not joining cancel culture so quick. I think it's great that we are torn on these subjects and aren't so quick to jump to a side. I think it's great we take a moment and step back and try to look at the whole picture. Even in those situations we may not be personally vested in, because you never want to look at something as absolute truth. You should be able to challenge and stand on anything if you're confident in it. Nowadays, people jump on the side just by hearsay. Well, I heard such and such did that. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he did it. So they feel justified in whatever they do. So, Jay, I'm with you. I'm torn when it comes to Bill Cosby, 1,000%. Because on one end, like you said, I sympathize with the victims because I'm not going to put a time frame on anybody coming forward with sexual abuse, especially because I don't know your struggle. Right. I don't know what kind of trauma you've endured. I don't know that was your first time dealing with that. So I can't say anything on that front. But at the same time, I'm glad that with you guys, that you guys are willing to look at an entire situation, step back from it, rather than throwing logs on the fire. So I think that's dope.
And I agree with you. I think, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jared.
Go ahead, Jessica. You good. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I agree. I think that ties into what Jared was saying earlier. I think that's what we should do with these situations. It shows that you can think for yourself and not be a part of groupthink. Because I have to be honest, I think now with social media and everyone having a voice, some people have gotten lazy with doing their research on things. And it's so easy to just take what the last person said and just, oh yeah, I agree with that too. Anybody that's in a debate with me, even times where we've been on, and if someone is speaking on a topic that I know nothing about, I shut the fuck up. Because you look dumb as hell commenting on something that you know nothing about, making comments based off emotions and not facts and logic. So I shut up so I can sit back and learn. And I think that ultimately that's what we need to do with these situations is really sit back. One, okay, how does this affect me? Does this affect me? Okay, move on to question 3. It's kind of like those little those pyramid quizzes that they have in Cosmo. Go, okay, well, if it don't affect me, then I can just leave this quiz. But if it does, okay, move on to the next question. So
it reminds me of those books. Those books where, like, if you read this page, if you decided to go to this answer, go to page 3. If you decided to go this way, go to page 9.
Yeah, I liked it. I had liked it what Ebony said about status. When with people that may have tried to come forward, but the status of who they were, going against was too great. I mean, that's just like these people with all this money that's trafficking these kids. Because of that status, because of their money and who they know. It's like, it's like nothing, and who are we to challenge them? We don't, you feel me? We don't have big enough a voice to stop the game that they running, So I did agree with Ebony on that front. So I just wanted to say that.
So one thing I was going to bring up, was like two parallels. There was Bill Cosby, and then there was the dad from Seventh Heaven. He actually admitted to molesting children, and so the thing that I thought was kind of crazy was like when all the stuff came out about Bill Cosby, they pulled all his stuff from Nickelodeon, Nick at Night, Amazon, everywhere. So now that I was looking, I was like, well, I wonder if they did the same thing for Seventh Heaven. And I was like, huh, it's on Aspire, that good old Christian network where it shows, I guess he can be able to do it and get away with it and still get money from it. But the only way that I think I saw Bill Cosby stuff was on like you had to buy the episodes from Amazon Prime. So you had to go out your way to buy it. No more free, syndications and things like that. So to me, it's just crazy that like we talked about the double standard just a little while ago and about how, things are always kind of made to a point where we can't succeed or like anything. Jeremy, you were saying that anything sexual related is just it's a way to just like totally blow up a man's career or a black person's career in general. So that was one of the things that I was looking at too. I had some other ones. Pepe Le Pew.
That was before my time. I don't really know about Pepe. I know a little something about Pepe, but I don't know a lot about Pepe. So he was cool to me from what I did see. So I don't know.
Yeah, Pepe Le Pew was the skunk who was forceful on the cat, who somehow would always get a stripe on his back. I'm gonna be real with you. I know people are mad about this, but given the message that Pepe Le Pew conveys about advances being shunned and not wanted being funny.
Oh, it was like the little one had an accent and used to always try to kiss the cat.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He can be canceled, bro. Just straight up. I'm sorry if you feel some type of way. That just is what it is. It is what he stands for, bro. You can't make unwanted contact cute, bro. Sorry, not sorry, bro. Let him go. It's so many other characters you could be fighting about, but Pepe Le Pew, bro? Like, come on.
They need to cancel Quagmire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they definitely need to cancel Quagmire.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because
the one thing I thought
is too much for me now. Like I remember the stuff he did as a kid, and I'm like, this can't be right. And now watching it as an adult, I'm like, oh my god, I was watching this, So just like the whole Pepe Le Pew, now I remember seeing that, like, he used to on that cat, and he was always like, wouldn't leave her alone. He was just always touching her. But of course, our minds typically don't think like that when it's a cartoon. But these are humans behind the cartoon. That's where the problem comes. So,
fact.
Yeah, that's true.
So the thing I thought with Pepe Le Pew, I don't care really one way or the other, but I think the part that I thought was kind of missed sometimes was the fact that they were making fun of Europeans. And they were making fun of how they were always touchy-feely and how they were. Yeah, so that's to me where I got it from because okay, let's be honest. Well, I'm not gonna be honest, but the stereotype of European people is that they don't use a whole lot of deodorant and things like that. That's why he was a skunk. That's why, and then after that, he was touchy-feely because all of them were just like, oh, ooh la la. And so that's where, like, I think context sometimes plays a part of it. Like, I'm not one to be, one or the other, because I mean, it's not like he was like Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck. So I mean, he was like a third tier. He was like third string, fourth string, barely. You know what I mean? So I just feel like there should be. We got to have more. How do you want to say? So I think you should be able to have it where we pick and choose our battles. Like, don't nobody care about this skunk that's not really on television anymore. It's not like they got a whole lot of Looney Tunes playing anyway. Like, we got too many other things going on for you to just be worried about one thing just because of this. And if they really wanted to do something proactive, then show Pepe learning distancing. Show him how, he learns how to respect a woman. So, have that cat give him the paws real quick. You know what I'm saying? So then after that, be like, don't touch me no more. And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, this, and this. So he can still be a romantic. He can still be trying to get this cat that that got the stripe on her back. But that's it. I think there's a waste of time when it goes into certain things like that.
I think the way the story came out was they were doing the casting lineup and everybody was checking out their character because everybody had a moment in Space Jam. And there was specifically people noticing that there were no scenes involving him. And that's when it was like, yo, we're Pepe Le Pew. And they're like, well, he's cut. And they asked why. And that's how that came out. It wasn't that it was like a promotional thing. Like, yo, look at us go. We cut Pepe Le Pew. It was like, no, people asked questions. And it was like, well, because he had this kind of, thing, we cut him out. And they've done this before in the past, as far as Disney goes. The racist crows from Dumbo was cut. I don't know if y'all remember, but there was this on Looney Tunes, there was this bear family where the Papa Bear would always mumble stuff under his breath. And my uncle even told me and showed me tapes where he would mumble slurs and curse words. Yeah, this was a cartoon. And so they cut him out. So it's nothing new, to be real with you. I just think people are just want something to be mad about.
It's mainstream now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I used to love Family Guy. Like I thought Quagmire was hilarious. And then when I got older and I started watching, I was like, yo, I was like, bro, I was like, this dude. I was like, bro, wow. And like then they not canceling that. Like, and then it's like, yeah, and you cancel Pepe Le Pew, but I mean, they're literally creating cartoons, influencing, homosexuality in kids and, and all this gender and, all these crazy gender things. Yeah. Like y'all are literally creating this stuff, y'all canceling stuff like Pepe Le Pew with way back in the 70s that nobody even watches anymore. But y'all are literally creating content that y'all should be canceling. You know what I mean? So I don't know, bro.
So there's a couple more because I know we got to start wrapping it up. Recently, there's been more people talking about canceling Eminem because of some of his lyrics, some of the stuff that he was talking about, how he talked about dealing with the women in his life, and also homosexuality. So, what we say?
I'm lost. You said what happened with Eminem?
Way back when Eminem had a track called Black Bitch, where the first, he had a track called Black Bitch. And it was about one of his first loves named Kim, who cheated on him, who was black. But that's old. Now homosexuality, just go and listen, pick an old Eminem album from 2000 and just go listen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was real homophobic, but at the same time, he apologized for Black Bitch. He put context to it. It was one of his early songs before he made it big. It came out after he got big. And as far as the homosexuality stuff, he spoke back against it. He did a performance with Elton John. They even did like a parody of it in the movie The Interview. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but they actually talked about him playing like coming out as gay, like fakely in the movie to kind of he grew, just keeping it a buck. Eminem, when he first started, was in his 20s, was reckless, and as he matured, he grew up. So I'm not canceling Eminem.
I mean, I like Eminem. I mean, I hadn't seen him in a while, so I mean, I didn't even know he said all this stuff, but I remember how homophobic he was. But a lot of rappers were. I mean, I mean, does it make it right? No, but I mean, I wouldn't cancel Eminem for that. Sorry. And the whole
Yeah,
black
they just had.
the only
Yeah, they
reason
were
the
just.
only reason they're making a big deal is because he's white and he named the song Black Bitch. I'm sure black men have named songs that, not to mention how many times they call us black bitches in their music. So they're only making a big deal because he's white. Is it okay? Hell no. But it's that's they're only making it a big deal because he's white, honestly. But I feel like shit.
I do.
So so this is the one that I wanted to talk about. There was Papa John. Papa John he used to, the pizza person.
I can't cancel him. We love it. Guys, I'm sorry. We literally get our bucks. We eat our pizza at least 3-4 times a week. It's the only pizza we eat.
So he said that he has been rehabilitating himself for like the last 20 months to remove nigga from his vocabulary. So how frequently do you have to be saying nigga that you just have to be like on rehab and being like, oh, well, I gotta get nigga out of my vocabulary.
I think they just say to try to make themselves sound big, but they sound ignorant as hell. Like he just sounds so ignorant, to even say some bull crap like that.
That make no sense.
I mean, it really doesn't make a difference, but
Now that's funny, man. I ain't never heard that.
You got to go to racial reboot camp, just like.
So do they play
nigga.
rap songs and like leave them explicit and like watch him
I don't
and
know,
see
bro.
if he mouths like the words? Like, how do you like? What are the preventative therapy methods for erasing the word nigga? Like
they show them pictures, like them black and white pictures. What is this? You feel me?
one or two?
Yeah, you feel me? Look, I can't cancel the pizza because that's the only pizza Christian eat, so we can't cancel his business.
I'm sorry.
But he got to do better,
He
man.
don't have a business, so to speak, anymore. I mean, they've been kicked him off the board and everything.
Yeah, hey.
But he's still making money off of it.
Of course, he don't make money. It's John.
I mean, I'm just saying.
He's the papa, bro.
Bro, he shouldn't have made that good ass sauce. I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't fucked with him since I heard it. You know what I'm saying? I distinctly took my business to the hut of pizzas. And I do it for the culture, bro. I'll take that L. Plus they stuff crust on point.
I wish it was Little Caesars that would, I wish Papa John was Little Caesars. I hate Little Caesars.
I feel like Little Caesars is calling us nigga behind our back though, like low key. If any piece of joint calling us nigga, I know it's Little Caesars.
Give it that little $5.
Right. Little ass pepperoni.
All right, so I got two more.
All right.
That I think that are really, really good.
Pepperoni. Sorry, I just call it.
The first one, I think this is a really big one too. Kanye, because like I don't know if it's more mental stuff, you know what I mean? Like where he just saying stuff. So can you cancel him, or do you think that he can be, go through stuff and?
Well, honestly, I don't think ever since Through the Wire, and ever since his mom passed, I don't think he's been the same. So I stopped listening to him. Honestly, that's my take. I haven't listened to him really listen to his music since after his mom died, because he just not the same person over. I mean, he's completely his music, his character, everything is completely different. Like I don't even know who he is.
I'm currently reading for Ebony the Goddess. She said, "Fuck them shoes and fuck Kim."
That was for y'all. That was not for the people.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was definitely gonna do it.
Ebony the Goddess did not say "fuck them shoes" and fuck Kim.
I thought we were being PG. That's why I was.
No, bro, it's rated R. That's why we laugh.
Oh. Well,
I done said nigga like 3 times.
I like seeing y'all laugh at my comments though. This shit is hilarious on my side.
I ignore Kanye, so I've
Yeah,
I mean, and I've never been a Kanye West fan. Like I've never
Neither,
just, oh, man, I'm about to bump this Kanye. Like I've never been that. So
ever.
I really, when I see Kanye do stuff, I be like, hey, Kanye just be doing stuff, and then I go about my business. Like I ignore Kanye. Like whatever he do with his time, look, come on, bro, you selling people a shirt with holes in it for $1,000. You
facts.
know, like, dude, come on. Like, how much attention to you can I really pay? You know,
Right.
so,
I,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna
I
hold
ignore
myself.
Kanye.
I ain't gonna hold myself and acting like I wasn't a Kanye fan. Them first 3 albums was my shit.
Okay.
That was my
Okay.
shit. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Motherfucker.
College dropout, late registration, and graduation. My God.
Yes. Anything
I still
beyond
mess with.
graduation day, fuck that nigga. Fuck him. Fuck his
Whoa,
kids.
no.
No
808
fucking
Heartbreaks was not bad. It was not his best, but it wasn't bad.
It was
So
the start of the decline.
yes, I'll go with that. But it was different, but it wasn't horrible.
That's all I'm saying is I'm telling you, anything after his mom, everything before that, he was dope. But as soon as he lost his mom and got with Kim and all this other stuff, I don't know. It's like he had to break multiple times, And I feel
Kim
like
them
that just
doing
like made
voodoo
me.
on them dudes.
I just find it funny that Kanye started out as this one guy who was he was the lame guy in class who became the most poppin' rapper ever. So we loved him. And then the very people he was talking about, like talking down against, he actually became. Like if you listen to College Dropout, the lame people he talked about, he became in real
yes.
life. Like listen to the song Workout Tape. And when you get on, you leave his ass. No, that wasn't Workout Tape. What track was
Mm.
that on College? When you get on, you leave his ass for his white girl. Like
That was work on me, wasn't it?
it was one of them,
Yeah,
but it was on the first
no,
album. But he literally lived the shit he was bashing, which was crazy. Absolute nuts, bro. So
yeah.
canceled Kanye a while ago, bro. He's the old Derek Jackson. I said it.
So I have one because I'm a wrestling fan, and this one I'm pretty sure we're going to cancel him, but I just wanted to have his name.
Cold Steve Austin.
Oh no, I was going to say Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan
Oh,
canceled.
Yeah, Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan.
Yeah,
He
I'm
had a
over
sex
Hulk.
tape, and then he was just like,
The only
Stone Cold is
notable
not
thing
one of
Hulk
us.
Hogan said was brother.
I love Stone Cold Steve.
Yeah.
I,
Hulk Hogan canceled.
He been
Hulk Hogan.
He
He
canceled.
do recently though.
Stone Cold could call me a nigga to my face, and I'm gonna be like, I probably deserve that, Steve. I'm sorry.
Fuck that.
I'm just gonna be real with you. Stone Cold has been a pillar in the black community. I'm sorry. I've stunnered so many people. So many people. I can't take it back. Why? I've stunnered people. He's part of us.
Yeah, I ain't Hulkamania leg drop nobody, I don't think. The best thing Hulk Hogan did was say brother.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Brother.
I saw him saying, "Brother, let me tell you something, brother. I ain't got nothing for him." Hogan canceled, man.
I wouldn't have thought about him at all.
There's just some stupid stuff that I got that people got canceled for or companies got. So I just want to bring up some of those where we're canceling like Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima. Ain't nobody talked about Aunt Jemima or Uncle Ben. Pancakes or the rice was fine the way it is. I just want to go ahead and put that out there. I want to say that they tried to cancel Lizzo because she was trying to lose weight and she wanted to be healthier. So because so they tried to cancel her because she said like over the quarantine time she had put on more weight and so she was going to do like a 10-day like juice fast. And it was like, oh, now you too good to be a big girl. This and this. She was like, I'm just trying to get down to where I usually was. I done put on some weight. I'm just trying to take it out. So stuff like that, where they try to cancel people for being healthier.
They try to cancel her for everything, though. They try to cancel her for being a self love advocate. They tried to cancel her for having her ass out in public. They tried to cancel her for
Yeah.
everything, bruh. They really do. She get canceled just about every week, supposedly.
They tried to cancel Snoop Dogg because Snoop Dogg called Gail Sayers a dog-headed bitch after she tried to make fun of or like try to have Lisa Leslie badmouth Kobe Bryant after he died. So they were like, he doesn't respect women. He was like, nah, no, you can't do that. He's one of the princes of LA. You can't talk about Kobe after he died and just try to bring something out of him. So I thought that was funny. They tried to
You don't
cancel
speak
date.
ill of the dead, bro. And Snoop is old. Like,
Snoop is Snoop. Like, it ain't even the fact that he old. Snoop gonna always say what he gotta say. And he making money. He enjoying the new show and everything.
The last couple ones, they tried to cancel Dave Chappelle.
that should have never passed.
So
I hate Dave Chappelle. I have never liked Dave Chappelle.
What?
we got to
Dave
talk about
Chappelle,
that.
mad funny.
I have always thought he was the most ignorant. Never thought he was funny. Never in my life. I never liked him.
Wow.
Dave
Never.
Chappelle hilarious.
I always thought that he was made black people look stupid. Never in my
Really?
life liked him.
You gotta sing half baked.
Never like I don't. When I tell you I don't like him, the only thing that he played good was when he played in Another Professor, and he was the one that got talked about when Eddie Murphy got killed. Like, that was the only good thing that Dave Chappelle did.
So, have you seen any of his stand-ups on Netflix? Just curious.
I don't like him.
No. It's the reason I'm asking this. Have you watched any of those?
Like the first 2 minutes, and I'm like, ugh. I just never liked him. It's just I don't know what it is. He was looking at me like I was insane. He was like, "You don't like Dave?" I'm like, no.
Now, the reason we're kind of stunned is Dave has grown. The topics he chooses for his comedy is social commentary. So homosexuality, he actually supports, but he doesn't support the the bias of it, where we can be for it, but we can't be neutral or against it. And he discusses that at liberty a lot. So a lot of the things he shows the hypocrisy in America, whether it be about class, race, sexuality, whatever it may be, he just shows it as it is now. So it ain't none of the, hey, we silly, stupid, jucking and jiving like on the Chappelle show. Because I admit he did that. He danced for the dollar on the Chappelle show. But his stand-up is, yo, this is what the world is. This is how y'all niggas look.
I just assumed it was all the things. I never liked him.
I feel you. Because that's what I feel about, what's that nigga name who played Day Day?
Chris Tucker? No,
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps. Mike Epps is not funny.
No, he's never been funny to me either.
Uh-oh. I think you're breaking up, Jared, because you sound like a robot, bro.
He still stuck smiling. He's still smiling. No. I may try commentary as you said, but when I tell you, I thought all of his work was just like the Dave Chappelle show, and I was like, I would never pay watching him.
He's definitely way past that now.
What he made me think of when I watched the Dave Chappelle show is, you know how they used to paint our faces black, and then
blackface.
Blackface. That's what I thought about Dave Chappelle. Like I felt like he was a monkey dancing with people, and I just felt like he was a disgrace. And I just never even wanted to watch him, so to speak, even show himself like that, I guess. So now that you're saying that he's not that person anymore, and then I may entertain his show, but yeah, that's what I thought about when I would see a Dave Chappelle show, is that black faces, like instantly.
Cool.
So yeah, the last person I just want to say, and he probably deserves it, but is not in cancel jail, even though I think he still needs to be, is Mel Gibson. I know he did real good with Passion of the Christ. However, when he got drunk and told his girlfriend at the time, "I hope you get raped by a pack of niggas." That's not even how we roll. A pack,
Right.
but he did that, but now he's still making movies now. So I think it's fucked up. That
Mel Gibson.
he played
Lethal Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mel.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I haven't seen him forever. I always used to get him and Nicolas Cage mixed up. Don't judge me.
We'll talk afterwards.
But damn, that's pretty stuff. But clearly he's canceled. That's horrible. Pack?
Yeah, but
wolves or something.
Yeah, a pack of niggas.
Mm-hmm. So, but what I really want to say, I want to take the time to say thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk.
Hey.
And I do think, like everybody was saying, there's going to be opportunities for people to evolve, and I don't think you should be able to hold somebody. Well, I think you should be able to keep an open mind and see their evolution as a person. But you know what I mean? Some stuff and some actions, you just got to go. You got to go ahead and start bagging groceries at Trader Joe's or something. But
it is what it is.
But I mean, those things, I think cancel culture has been more of a modern day witch hunt sometimes. You know what I mean? Depending on what the situation is and the people that they don't like or they do like. So some people get passes, some people don't. And I think, hopefully everybody we get to a point where, we just hold everybody accountable to the same standard, no matter what they look like, what race, sex, anything.
That is. All right, bro. Excellent topic, bro. Excellent topic, man. Well, y'all, we got a skedaddle. We appreciate everybody who tuned in to watch, everybody who's here, everybody who said, fuck it, I'm going to bed because they got to work tomorrow. Happy Friday Eve, by the way. And I just want to reiterate that today's episode is sponsored by Black Renaissance Clothing. So when you get a chance, I want you to go up into that browser of yours. I want you to go to shopblackrenaissance.com. And when you find something, inevitably, because you're going to find something cool, make sure when you check out, you use the promo code LLC20 so you can get 20% off that order. Yes, indeed. A whole fifth of that thing. Click, gone. So again, use the code LLC20 at shopblackrenaissance.com. So thank you, Black Renaissance, for being the official sponsor of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC.
No.
All right, y'all. So with that being said, we're going to tiptoe on out of here. Church is over, and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.